JazzedTutorials. Today's video is going to be a little bit long. I apologize in advance, but not all awesome stuff is under 10 minutes or less. So I'm showing you today how to make a cool bookshelf 3D text effect. I got the idea off of various websites and stuff, and I found this really cool action on this site called actionsforphotoshop.com, and using this, it created this really awesome effect, so I wanted to share with you guys what I made and how awesome it was. So the action that I'm showing you in this tutorial is not mine. It's credited. I will give the website credit below and how to download this action below because you will need this. Pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to open our Photoshop canvas. You can use any size you like. However big you want to make your bookshelf text, that's how big your canvas should be. I'm just using a smaller one. I think it's the 640 by 4 something. Yeah, that one, the standard one. Alright, now we're going to type our text, and you want to make sure you're using the font called Popular STD. I think it comes with Photoshop, but I'm not quite sure on that. I don't remember if I've downloaded it or not. But if you don't have it in your Photoshop, just go to google.com, type in download popular STD font, and I'm sure you'll find a website that has it on there for free. So go do that if you haven't already. Okay, and you can use, again, any size font you like, whatever. And the color doesn't matter either because we're going to get rid of the color anyway. So go ahead and type your text, and make sure when you're typing your text, it's in capital letters. You do not want to use lowercase because the effect will not look as good. Alright, once you have that, you're going to then set your fill to 0% because we're going to get rid of the fill anyway. Double click your layer, and we're going to add a stroke. We're going to add a pattern stroke. Now, this needs to be an 8-pixel pattern stroke, so go over here. And these wooden patterns that you see here are downloadable in the description box below because you will need these for the whole tutorial. Not all of them, but a few of them. So select a color you want for your bookshelf. I just chose this one over here. I think it looks more bookshelf-like, so I use that. But if you don't want to, that's fine. Click OK, and you will have that lovely stroke right there. Pretty cool. Now we're going to work on the insides. We're going to add the shelving units. So to make the shelving units, we're going to use a rectangle tool. The rectangle tool will be used for the next following layers because you're going to be making various things with this tool. And I'll explain. So go ahead and inside your lovely letters, make some shelves. Any size you like. You can make various sizes. You can use as many or as little as you like. I believe in my final outcome I used around 3 or 4 per letter, but you can use as many or as little as you like again. Alright, once you have your first shelving unit made, you want to double click it and you want to add a pattern overlay. Selecting another darkish hue for the shelving unit. I chose this one here, but you can choose otherwise if you would like. Click OK, and you want to have that same pattern overlay for all of your shelving units within your letters. Alright, once I did that, I grabbed all of the shelving unit layers and made them into a smart object. Now, I'm going to explain to you the next thing, and this is optional, but it might look cooler if you did this. If you want to add books into your shelving unit, I will show you quickly how to do so. Basically, all you're going to do is grab your rectangle tool yet again, choose a color you want for your book, because we're not going to use the pattern overlay, and make a various size books. So double click over here and unselect the effect because you don't want that. Double click this and select the color books you would like. And move your book somewhat over here. And then add another little small incision right down the middle here with another color. I would suggest maybe a grayish color. That will go for the insert of the book, sort of, kind of. Control T. You could use white if you like for the inserts. I just chose a gray. And you can add, and for each book you want to add to your shelving units, you can make them each smaller, bigger, taller, whatever. Use various colors, but use the same effect I just showed you per book you're making. I wouldn't quite fill every shelf because you want to leave it to be a cool kind of effect. And again, you're going to have to merge all of your book layers into one layer. That way it's easy access. Okay? I'm not going to add any books to this effect here, because it will take me forever to make them all. So just to show you, I'll show you just the bookshelf itself. But if you want to add books, you can. It will then look cool. And following the next steps, do the same for the books. So once all of your bookshelves are made, make them into a shape layer, a smart object layer. If you have any books you've made, also make those into a smart object layer, and then merge that smart object layer with your shelving unit. I hope that makes plenty of sense right there. So have one smart object layer that involves your books and your shelving unit. Those should be a smart object layer. Now, we need to now duplicate our text layer, because we're going to probably maybe need to use it later on. So in that event, we need to use it later on. We want to have a duplicated layer that's hidden. So I duplicate my text layer. I have hidden that layer below it, and now I have just this regular one here. So now we need to merge this text layer with our smart object layer we already had made. So Command or Control click on your smart object, right click, and now you can convert both of those to a smart object. Now your text is within your smart object. It is now one layer. Alright, now we're going to work with the actions that I spoke of earlier. So we need to now make this shape smart object layer into a brand new document in order to do so. So we're going to go to Layer and duplicate the layer. You're going to make this a new document, so click New under Document Destination and name it whatever you want. I'm going to say 3D. Alright, now it's open in here. There's nothing there but just a transparent canvas and that bookshelf. Nifty. Now let's open our actions that we're going to be using. When you open it, it will then look like this. If you click on the folder and it is grayed out with the play sign, that's because you're clicking on the folder, not the actual action. So click over here, open the action folder, and then click on the action, click play, and it will then give you all of this and a message from that website.com, awesome sauce, and you will then have that lovely, awesome effect. We need to move this back into our original document, and I will show you how to do that momentarily. I'm going to undo all this. So, alright, so we have over here 3 layers. The initial one at the top we kind of don't really need. It's why it's grayed out. So we need to use these two here. So take these two and grab them with the Control key. And you want to now duplicate these groups. So go over here to Layer, and we're going to duplicate these layers yet again, which would say Duplicate Groups. And you want to select the document, which is mine is United, which is the original one. Click that, click OK, and when you go back to your document, it will then be there. Awesome! So now that we're back in our regular document, as you'll notice, I think, well, this might happen to you, I don't know, it happened to me though. Looks like my text has shifted just a tad bit. So what I'm going to do to fix that, I'm going to grab both of my initial objects and 3D effect layered ones we just imported in there, select them both, Control T, and fit them so they fit across my text like they did before. Alright, coolness. Alright, now once you've done that, we're going to now go back to our original text layer, the one we duplicated. Remember that? I said we need to use it. We now need to use that. So go back to it, double click. We're going to add some effects. We're going to start with an inner glow. I chose black with an overlay setting, 13% opacity, 73 pixels free by size, and then I went down to color overlay. Black is my color, blend mode set to darken, and opacity is 45%. Last but not least, I added a pattern overlay. We're using another wooden pattern. I chose this one up here in the corner. I like that one best, so we're going to go with that. And I clicked OK, and I have that effect right there. That's pretty cool. Now, you could stop right here with the tutorial. This is basically it. But if you really want to add some depth and add some more stuff to it, you can. You can add some shadow effects and whatnot. And you can change the background color if you like. I'm going to go with a grayish color. And yeah, alright. I will show you another outcome I have with my photo in just a moment. Find it. Alright, I made one beforehand, like a while ago. Where is it? Ah, here it is. See if it'll even open. Yeah. I don't know why it says that, guys. It might say that. But yeah, so this is basically one I made way earlier. And as you'll notice, it's slightly better than the one we just made, because I took more time and effort into really making it look amazing. But again, I showed you the gist of the tutorial and how it really is done. But for me, I spent over an hour and a half working on this one here. Believe me, guys, it took an hour and a half to get to this point. It's crazy. And the books, as you'll notice, I added some white instead of the gray, and I did it differently than I showed you actually. I just took different colors and did this, 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 and this, and placed them in various places. I've added some shadows. As you'll see, I have a shadow here. I have a shadow over there, and whatnot. But yeah, I hope this was helpful to you guys. If it wasn't, I'm sorry. If you were really confused at any point in this tutorial, comment below, inbox me here. I'll do my best to help you out and give you the answers you need. So thank you all for watching, and if it was too long for you to stand, I'm sorry. I'll try and give you a better video in the coming weeks, or next week rather. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!